All right, where did we leave off? David, you're so fast. You're so fast. Good evening, fellow seekers of truth. Looking forward to this study. Love you all. P.S. No animal bites today. Good for you. We didn't really have any either. We had all kinds of other stuff happen today, but no animal bites. No bites. So that's good. I believe we left off with this, and this should be pretty short, just to wrap this up. I think we left off at Jesus revealing everything to Judas, which is a very hot section. But we're going to quickly reread Jesus and Judas for the additional context, because it was important. So we'll do that quickly in just a minute. We'll hang out for just a minute. There's Cat. And the Discord thingy. Good to go. Man, we had an eventful day. What an eventful little day we had there. Let's see. There we go. There we go. David, we found out our girl lizard is not a girl. It's been slightly heartbreaking to us. We're working on recovering. Hey, Ruth. Oh, and I realized too, we didn't run a poll this week because we didn't finish the last philosophy thing we did on Tuesday. I remembered after the fact. We missed a huge chunk of it, a big chunk of it, with some of the most in-depth sections for conversation. So that's what we're doing Tuesday. We're doing a follow-up or the continuation of the philosophical stuff from last week, from this past week. Just in case anyone was wondering, that's the plan, because the ending was where the meat of it was. So that's where we'll pick back up. All right, so we're on Jesus reveals everything to Judas. We're very close to the end. I do want to just quickly read the section prior, which is Jesus and Judas, because they kind of run together. So quickly running through some of this. When Jesus said these things, he left, taking Judas Iscariot with him. He said to him, "The water on the exalted mountain is from," and then we're missing text. "It didn't come to water blank the well of the tree of the fruit blank of this realm," missing, "after a time," missing, "but came to water God's paradise and the enduring fruit, because it won't corrupt that generation's walk of life, but it will exist for all eternity." Judas said to him, "Tell me, what kind of fruit does this generation have?" Jesus said, "The souls of every human generation will die. However, when these people have completed the time in the kingdom and the spirits leave them, their bodies will die, but their souls will live, and they'll be taken up." Judas said, "What will the rest of the human generation do?" Jesus said, "It's not possible to sow on rock and harvest its fruit. In the same way, it's not possible to sow on the defiled race along with the perishable wisdom and the hand which created mortal humans, so that their souls may go up to the realms above. Truly I say to you, no ruler, angel, or power will be able to see the places that this great holy generation will see." When Jesus said this, he left. Judas said, "Master, just as you've listened to all of them, now listen to me too, because I've seen a great vision." But Jesus laughed when he heard this. He said to him, "Why are you all worked up, you 13th demon? But speak up and I'll bear with you." Judas said to him, "In the vision, I saw myself. The 12 disciples are stoning me and chasing me rapidly. And I also came to a place where I had followed you. I saw a horse in this place, and my eyes couldn't measure its size. Great people surrounded it, and that horse," I'm sorry. Back it up. A house, baby, a house. "The 12 disciples were stoning me, chasing me rapidly, and I also came to a place where I had followed you. I saw a house in this place, and my eyes couldn't measure its size." I was thinking like, man, I don't recall this part with the horse. "Great people surrounded it, and that house had a roof of greenery. In the middle of the house was a crowd, and they were missing text. Master, take me in with these people. Jesus answered and said, your star has led you astray, Judas, and that no person of mortal birth is worthy to enter the house that you've seen, because that place is reserved for those who are holy. Neither the sun nor the moon will rule there, nor the day, but those who are holy will always stand in the realm with the holy angels. Look, I've told you the mysteries of the kingdom, and I've taught you about the error of the stars and, missing text, sent on high over the 12 realms. Judas said, Master, surely my seed doesn't dominate the rulers, does it? Jesus answered and said to him, come, let me tell you about the holy generation. Not so that you'll go there, but you'll grieve much when you see the kingdom and all its generation. When Judas heard this, he said to him, what good has it done me that you have separated me from that generation? Jesus answered him and said, you'll become the 13th and will be cursed by the other generations and will rule over them. In the last days, they'll, missing text, to you, and you won't go up to the holy generation. I said it last time, but it's been a couple weeks. So just a reminder, my opinion on a lot of the missing text here is that it was intentional, because not all of it, a good chunk of it seems to be all too convenient in sections where the missing context is seemingly dramatic and impactful with the rest of the text. Yeah, we have a problem with our lizard. We're gonna have to try some different things to get his head straight and get him sorted out back down to reality. A little public embarrassment every now and again is a good thing, though, I suppose. It definitely is. It definitely is. The day from beginning to end so far has just been something special. Something special. Jesus reveals everything to Judas. And we are, right after this, you got the betrayal, and then we're done. So this should be a breeze. And then we need to decide what we want to read next. Jesus reveals everything to Judas. Jesus said, come and I'll teach you about the mysteries that no human will see, because there exists a great and boundless realm whose horizons no angelic generation has seen, in which is a great invisible spirit, which no angelic eye has ever seen, no heart has ever comprehended, and it's never been called by any name. These are the secrets, just to be clear. These are the secrets that the Gnostics talk about. Some of them. A small portion of it. And a luminous cloud appeared there. And he, the Spirit, said, let an angel come into being to attend me. And a great angel, the self-begotten, the God of the light, emerged from the cloud. And because of him, another 4 angels came into being from another cloud. And they attended the angelic self-begotten, and said, the self-begotten, quote, let a realm come into being, and it came into being, just as he said. And he created the first luminary to rule over it. And he said, let angels come into being to serve it, and myriads without number came into being. Lizard reveals are always tough. That they are, my friend, that they are. Let angels come into being to serve it, and myriads without number came into being. And he said, let a luminous realm come into being, and it came into being. He created the second luminary to rule over it, along with myriads of angels without number to offer service. And that's how he created the rest of the realms of light. So you're in an odd manner or fashion or word choice, and I would attribute this primarily to translation. This is the origin story, in a sense. It's a very light version, the free version of how Gnostics viewed how a very small portion of them viewed the origin of it all, the realms of light. And he made them to be ruled and created for them myriads of angels without number to assist them. So it's painting this picture of kind of this, I mean, to use, I guess, the term we've talked about recently is like this infinite regression system, a fractal system, if you will, that is structurally the same or similar and repetitive in a sense. Life had me lifing again. That's all right. It's been a day for many of us, I think. Yeah, Ghost, I'm sure. We'll revisit it. For sure. Disappointments can leave gnarly bruises. Ah, layman. I'm doing yard work, but listening. What kind of yard work? Good to see you, though, man. Very good to see you. Always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure. Okay, so we're getting this. Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you, sir. We had an event today where everything that was supposed to be alive was, in fact, not alive. And that's about all I can say now. We will post pictures later, though. It's been the weirdest day in a very, very many years. Anyways, so infinite regressive system, fractal system, this origin of sorts, to put it super, super broadly. But we're getting kind of the hierarchical structure in a sense of how things came into being. At least that is a portion of what's trying to be expressed here. And Adamus was in the first cloud of light that no angel could ever see among all those called God. Adamus, among all those called God, and it is a capital G, God, in this text. And Adamus begat Seth in that place after the image of, missing text, and after the likeness of this angel. He made the incorruptible generation of Seth appear to the 12 androgynous luminaries. And then he made 72 luminaries appear in the incorruptible generation according to the Spirit's will. Then the 72 luminaries themselves made 360 luminaries appear in the incorruptible generation according to the Spirit's will, so that there'd be 5 for each. And the 12 realms of the 12 luminaries make up their father, with 6 heavens for each realm, so there are 72 heavens for the 72 luminaries, and for each one of them 5 firmaments, for a total of 360 firmaments. It's a lot to follow. Oh, Ruth. Yeah, how'd that go? How are you feeling? It's good you have help, though. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Hopefully it's very positive once it's all, set and doing its thing. That God is Elohim, then it makes sense. If that is Yahweh, then I'm confused. You are not confused then, because definitely not reference to Yahweh. Definitely not reference to Yahweh. I mean, I'd go so far as to say that they're not technically talking about Elohim either, though. It's a whole different beast. We've barely brushed the surface when we talked about the Gnostic thing. But they have, Yadabaoth, who's kind of their equivalent but opposite of Yahweh, where that's the creator but of evil, whereas Yahweh for us is the creator of good. And then from there, from the very beginning, it splits, and one worldview is origin of negative and one is origin of positive. Maylene and the Sons of Disaster were here to help before, but now it's brain time. Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. I need to culture myself. Hold on. Oh. What is the song that I would know? I gotta be honest though, it rings 0 bells. But I see that this is a band of some kind. Thrush, was this a famous song by them? Is it a song I would know if I heard it? Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. Nah. Got nothing. I'm uncultured. Apparently it's respectable though. So says Ghost. And I trust his input. I won't be a mean beast. Leon, you're not a mean beast, my friend. Yeah, that's a rough recovery. Hopefully it is as smooth as could possibly be. Okay, so we got firmaments. We've got a counter description, essentially, of what we consider to be God. Yadaba'o versus Yahweh. Again, very, very simply put. And then this mention of the firmament. The firmaments. For a total of 360 firmaments. They were given authority and a great army of angels without number for honor and service, along with virgin spirits too, for the honor and service of all the realms and the heavens with their firmaments. Now, the crowd of those immortals is called cosmos. That is perishable by the Father and the 72 luminaries with the self-begotten and his 72 realms. That's where the first human appeared with his incorruptible powers. In the realm that appeared with his generation is the cloud of knowledge and the angel who's called Eleleth. And then we're missing text. After these things, Eleleth said, "Let 12 angels come into being to rule over chaos and Hades." And look, from the cloud there appeared an angel whose face flashed with fire and whose likeness was defiled by blood. His name was Nebro, which means rebel. Others call him, and here you go, Yaldabao. And that's what we talked about briefly during the Gnostic Tuesday episode. Yadaba'o, very, 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 very simply, just recap for all of this, is you have, and this varies from Gnostic group to Gnostic group, but in a very, very general sense, you had Sophia, wisdom, reaching for the monad, through or past the pleroma to essentially try to be God. Sophia fell and shattered into 1,000 pieces. And then you have this character of the Yadaba'o, who is the essentially an same but opposite version of Yahweh. I don't know how else to describe it. The creator of this world, however, is evil. And so pieces of Sophia, the light, get scattered into humanity. And that is the spark of God within us. And then Yaldabaoth was the creator of this, but it's not good. And so Gnostics believe that this physical reality, this realm, is evil, and that it's run by evil, and that we have these little shards of God within us, but that the physical reality we live in is not good and is the opposite of what Christians say and is rather evil. Go said, layers of scale, the components of the cosmos. Yes. The Gnostics personified celestial terms. They didn't have words like plasma galaxy, pulsar, magnetar, etc. Yeah, I guess this would be a lot more interesting for you, actually, than it is for me, because you know a lot more about that whole realm than I do. So I think some of that stuff will definitely jump out at you far more in depth than it ever has to me. You'll make so many more connections when it comes to that kind of stuff than I ever have. I heard of Maylene because Dallas was the original vocalist for Under Oath. But Maylene's breakthrough song was Step Up as an intro for some wrestler on WWE. Wow. I'm not familiar. That's interesting. Rusty old Ford F-150. Early this morning was like, no, it's been interesting. Interesting. I'll have to try to listen to a song. I don't ever listen to music anymore. Alrighty. Apparently Leon's been mean to me. That's unfortunate. Why so mean, Leon? Why so mean? What did I do? I feel like I'm a pretty nice guy. Maybe not, though. I don't know. I guess that's not for me to decide. Step Up is so good. I'll listen to that one then. That'll be the one. I'll culture myself later. All right, so we have Yalabo, and another angel, Saklas, came from the cloud too. So Nebro created 6 angels, and Saklas did 2, to be assistants. They brought out 12 angels in the heavens, with each of them receiving a portion in the heavens. And the 12 rulers spoke with the 12 angels, let each of you, missing text, and let them, missing text, generation, missing text, 5 angels. And this is another great example of what I'm talking about. It just so happens that we have the vast majority of this entire section of the text, but are missing direct action in several places. It just happens to be. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it was redacted. Who knows? The first is Yao, who's called the Good One. The second is Harmathath, the Eye of Fire. The third is Gaia. The fourth is Yobel. The fifth is Adonias. These are the 5 who ruled over Hades and are the first over chaos. Then Saklas said to his angels, let's create a human being after the likeness and the image. And they fashioned Adam and his wife Eve, who in the cloud is called Life, because by this name all generations seek him. And each of them calls her by their names. Now Saklas didn't command, missing text, give birth, except, missing, among the generations, missing, which this, missing. And the angel said to him, your life will last for a limited time with your children. Missing text, baby. Missing text. Just so happens to be in all the juicy spots. Then Judas said to Jesus, how long can a person live? Jesus said, why are you amazed that the lifespan of Adam and his generation are limited in the place he's received his kingdom with his ruler? That is very oddly written. So, one more time. Judas asked Jesus, how long can a person live? Jesus' response was, why are you amazed that a lifespan of Adam and his generation are limited in the place he's received his kingdom with his ruler? It's almost nonsensical. Judas said in response, does the human spirit die? Jesus replied, this is how it is. God commanded Michael to loan spirits to people so that they might serve. Then the Great One commanded Gabriel to give spirits to the great generation with no king, the spirit along with the soul. So the rest of the souls, missing text, light, missing text, the chaos, missing text, seek the spirit within you, which you've made to live in this flesh from the angelic generations. Then God caused knowledge to be brought to Adam and those with him, so that the kings of chaos and Hades might not rule over them. The Gospel of Merp. Then Judas said to Jesus, so what will those generations do? Jesus said, truly I say to you, the stars complete all these things. When Saklas completes the time span that's been determined for him, their first star will appear with the generations, and they'll finish what's been said. Then they'll sleep around in my name, unalive their children, and they'll blank. Evil and blank the realms, bringing the generation and presenting them to Saklas. After that, blank, will bring the 12 tribes of Israel from, missing text, and the generations will all serve Saklas, sinning in my name. This kind of sets the stage for what it seemed the Gnostics believed about a lot of what we call today Christians. Will be sinning in my name. This is Jesus talking. They will be doing what things? They'll sleep around in my name. They will unalive their own children. And they'll also, missing text, evil and missing text, the realms, bringing the generations and presenting them to Saklas, presenting them to evil. would be another way of saying that. And after that, missing text, will bring the 12 tribes of Israel from missing, and the generations will all serve Saklas, or evil, sinning in my name. Replace missing text with MERP to make the translators work harder. They've been trying to get it to go down forever. One of these days, if I ever find extra time, I'm going to edit the PDF of whatever we're reading and just put MERP in red letters. That will be our red letter Bible. Okay, in response to all of that, Judas said, "Master, why are you laughing at me?" Jesus answered and said, "I'm not laughing at you, but at the error of the stars, because these 6 stars go astray with these 5 warriors, and they'll all be destroyed along with their creations." Then Judas said to Jesus, "What will those do who've been baptized in your name?" And then it moves right into the next section, which is titled The Betrayal. And this is, in fact, the end of the Gospel of MERP. Go said, "I agree with the sinning in my name bit. It's pretty self-evident." Agree. That whole section, I think, is interesting when compared to when you consider everything else. It's tough because there's a huge part of me that wants to just be like, man, the Gnostics were right. Like that is the lost version of Christianity, but it certainly has its own problems. Like it's not an end all be all. There's all kinds of other problems with it, but man, were they just spot on, in my opinion, on a number of things where modern Christendom has a very difficult time, if not, in my opinion, an impossible time, trying to account for certain things theologically and historically. And if you're open enough to be like, anything is possible, what makes sense? And then you have some modern things that are like, yeah, these make sense. This all lines up hermeneutically, exegetically, it's golden. Great. And then where you have these gaps, like playing Mad Libs of theology, if you're open to pulling in some Gnostic quote unquote stuff, you're like, oh, that fits perfectly. This is a perfect alignment with what I was missing from what they've been telling us about Christianity forever. Layman, the MERP thing is for months now. They've been trying to get me to say MERP whenever there is missing text. And MERP is basically my family's language for all kinds of things. When dogs or cats do something they're not supposed to, we say MERP. When my child does something she's not supposed to, when I do something I'm not supposed to, it's just kind of like to get you to shut your mouth. MERP. And so they've been trying to get me to say it for a long time. To fill because it's annoying as hell to hear me say missing text over and over. The Gospel of Judas isn't bad, but when we are reading like the Book of Giants, it's missing text 40% of the time. So it was just getting really annoying, really annoying. Mikkel, dig in the shirt. Well, thank you, sir. We had a lovely, weird day, but I figured I'd wait to change. Why not rock it? And I don't get to wear ties anymore, and I kind of miss it, to be honest with you. Yeah, Layman is like a prophet, because Layman was not here for any of that history, and he came right in and was like, just say MERP where the missing text is, having no idea that this is beyond a historical inside joke. You're a smart guy, man. Alrighty, so the betrayal. Jesus said, "Truly, I say to you, this baptism, which they've received in my name, MERP, will destroy the whole generation and the earthly Adam. Tomorrow they'll torture the one who bears me. Truly, I say to you, no hand of a mortal human will fall upon me. Truly, I say to you, Judas, those who offer sacrifices to Saklas, MERP, everything that's evil." Again, it just aggravates me so much. I want to read that again. Because is it just me being nitpicky and conspiratorial? Truly, I say to you, Judas, those who offer sacrifices to Saklas, and then we're missing what's after that. Everything that's evil. It seemed as though they probably described in great detail look like, or at least in some vague detail, what that looked like. Those who offer sacrifices to evil, like this, or this, everything that's evil, and then end of sentence. That's what I think. Go said, worship everything that's evil? Possibly. It could be something as simple as that, and in my opinion, I think it could very well be a sentence or two, or at least a few descriptors of specific things that maybe are things modern Christians don't have any problem with, that perhaps is mentioned in some of these apocryphal texts. I don't know. I could just be totally conspiratorial for sure. Yeah, layman, you could not have got that better. It's very impressive. You came in and completely destroyed an inside joke with no context. Mikkel said layman is or was the missing link. I feel like he is. Something beautiful happens every time layman happens to make it into one of these. Alrighty, so everything that's evil, yeah. But you'll do more than all of them, because you'll sacrifice the human who bears me. Your horn has always been raised, your anger has been kindled, your star has ascended, and your heart has strayed. Truly, I say to you, your last merp and the thrones of the realm have been defeated. The kings have grown weak, the angelic generations have grieved, and the evil they sowed, and then we're missing, is destroyed. And the ruler is wiped out. Like, you're missing substantial things. You're missing descriptors in all of this. It's really unfortunate. It's destroyed and the ruler is wiped out. And then the fruit of the great generation of Adam will be exalted, because before heaven, earth, and the angels, that generation from the realms exists. Look, you've been told everything. Lift up your eyes and see the cloud with the light in it, and the stars around it. And the star that leads the way is your star. Then Judas looked up and saw the luminous cloud, and he entered it. Judas looked up and saw the luminous cloud, and he entered it. Those standing on the ground heard a voice from the cloud saying, we're missing the text. The great generation, missing and missing. We just happen to be missing probably 90% of it, 95% of it, 98% of it, maybe. All we have is the missing beginning, the great generation, the missing middle, and the missing end. It's very unfortunate. And Judas didn't see Jesus anymore. Immediately, there was a disturbance among the Jews. More than blank, their high priest grumbled because he'd gone into the guest room to pray. But some scribes were there watching closely so they could arrest him during his prayer, because they were afraid of the people, since they all regarded him as a prophet. And they approached Judas and said to him, what are you doing here? Aren't you Jesus' disciple? Then he answered them as they wished. Then Judas received some money and handed him over to them. After all of that, I love that you still get that ending to the story. I find that so interesting. All right, that's it. That's the end. There's some, references and sources here. A reminder in case anybody cares. This is Mark M. Madison. This is a translation of the Gospel of Judas, and it is public. You can grab it. It's not long. It is relatively short. It's an academic translation, so it's, accredited, one might say. Now, tomorrow we're reading the book of Job. And Thursday, we're getting close to the end of the book of Giants. But starting next Saturday, we've got to have something new to read. So I have everything. So it just kind of depends on what y'all want to read. But the Apocryphon of John is really good. The Gospel of James is interesting. let me see what else I got here. The Gospel of Mary, Gospel of Philip. There's quite a few that are good. Hey there.
Hey, big guy.
Are you up here for good?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I can't believe he guessed that.
I think he was here when I explained what Merc was.
Yeah, but not for like the translation.
Well, that's true.
That's
That's true.
it's very intuitive.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I gotta say, very impressive.
Thanks to Layman's arrival, now I can retire. That is wildly not true. I do not accept your resignation.
Yeah, no.
At all.
Sorry.
At all. You will die in your position. Yeah, Ghost said you can never retire. Agreed. Merp Mania. That's like a good band name too. Layman said, well, I've been chatting with y'all for a while now, and kindred spirits are conceivably possible, so I repeat my greeting, squad. That's true. That's a good point. Ghost said, you'll sacrifice the human who bears me. Important. Extremely important. There are a few things there at the end within the betrayal and then the section right before where Jesus reveals everything to Judas. There's a handful of things that, as we read through a lot of the rest of this stuff, will probably set off some alarms in your head. Ghost said, this is why I say Lucifer is a euphemism for human. Yeah, I do not disagree. And then the Gnostics really push that. It's a very Gnostic idea. If you had to attribute it to like a sect of Christianity. There.
You're good, baby.
Okay. Dude, maybe you guys are just great communicators. Well, I know that's not true. Now I know you're a liar. I'm a terrible communicator. I'm a good communicator, like in person, I guess. Terrible reader is what I am. That's why it still amazes me that I chose to do this. So does anybody have an opinion on next Saturday what we start reading? If there's nothing specifically standing out, I'll probably just throw a bunch of these in a poll and we'll see. The Gospel of Truth we read. Mary Magdala is good. I mean, they're all good. They're all interesting in a different way, I guess. But the apocryphons are good. So I'll put some of those in there. Ghost says the Apocryphon of John. I love it. There's I believe 4 in that same realm that we could read. And we can just do them back to back to back, starting with John. They're good. Maybe we'll do that. I'll do a poll to at least get a read on what to read last, but we'll run through some of those. Mikkel said, gotta reread my Gospel of Mary Magdalene. It's good. That's a shorter one too, isn't it? If I remember correctly. I believe so. But it's interesting. This is like the doing the puzzle. The more of them you read, the more things go together and it becomes this big weird puzzle. We start seeing things you didn't see before. That's for sure. And that makes it all the more interesting. So we'll do that. And then Tuesday, in case you weren't here at the beginning, we're not doing a poll because we never finished last Tuesday because we had a real good talk and discussion and stuff. So we probably have 12 to 15 slides left. And a lot of those were very meaty and full of stuff and questions and very much conversation prone after going through them. So we're just going to finish that one this coming Tuesday. And then after that, we'll figure out what to do next. Let me see. How is that not girl?
Very calm, very chill. What would you guys like to see?
I feel like my life got turned upside down today.
Because it kind of did.
Kind of did.
Say hi, Genesis. Jenna, bro. Oh, wait, this way? Help me. Yeah, thanks.
It's all backwards.
Backwards. Pop quiz, is it a gecko or a response?
She kind of does look like he.
He.
Oh, I don't like this, man.
I can't. I'm trying, you guys. I'm sorry.
It's a dinosaur.
She is heckin'.
He
is a heckin' dinosaur. Oh my god.
We're gonna go to jail. We're gonna be jailed for a word I don't want to say. All right. Anything else? Anything else, y'all? Otherwise, we'll probably read the Apocryphon of John next Saturday, but I'll still post a poll because I'm curious what you guys are actually interested in, and then we'll at least go in that order. And then Tuesday we're finishing philosophy. Why am I losing my voice?
Because we laughed for literally the entire day.
That's true. Tuesday we'll finish the philosophy thing, and that'll be really good because that's where all the meat was. We had great conversation even before that, but the end of it is where I packed a ton of stuff. So I think that'll be really good. And then everything else is normal. We got Job tomorrow. We got Book of Giants that we're getting close to being done with too. So we'll get to start something new there too, which is also exciting. I have a short attention span. Spending weeks on the same text is tough. Is that the atrazine lizard? What? I was gonna say, like, that's an industry term.
Yeah, didn't I just write that on a flashcard?
Yeah.
Something?
Ghost, what are you talking about? The atrazine lizard. Oh, you don't know how funny that is.
Jones has answered the chat.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my god.
That didn't register at all.
Oh my god.
Kat and I have been seeing that word in like an official state and federal context over the past weeks because I had to take more state licensing stuff. I didn't even at all go there. That's so funny.
Somebody find the contact information for Alex Jones. We have a story.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was incredible.
I love you, Ghost.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Mikkel is right. Layman. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Last week we did metaphysical philosophy and how it changed theology, which ended up being largely about free will. This coming Tuesday is going to be largely about free will. But there are some other things in there too that relate. So it'll be picking up where we left off on Tuesday. And Layman, it would be lovely if you could come. But I know you don't normally come to Tuesday, so I'm sure you have real life stuff going on. But if you don't, it would be fantastic to have you.
We need to make a video about today. Because
Yeah.
typing all of it out would just be impossible.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
You
right.
guys just don't understand what we went through today.
Such a weird day. Look up the band Alex Jones Prison Planet.
What?
Okay.
How much do we trust this?
I mean, I'm not going to play it, but okay, I got it. We'll look at it.
Oh my god.
Yes, I've been listening when I can. Well, if you can be there live, we'd like to pick your brain, I think is what Mikkel was talking about. It would be fabulous to have you for it rather than to have you listen to it. But if you're busy, it's understandable. But that Tuesday at 7. Tuesday at 7. If you're around, if you're available. you would definitely add to the whole conversation. Because last week was great. It was very good. We got into some deep stuff. Alex Jones prison plan. I will force Kat to listen to this when we get off. Ghost says it's an epic band. Is this like a real band? Is this a real thing?
Sounds like it.
Jones prison plan. The world is so weird now.
Imagine
It's
being
so
a cat.
weird. My dad, my lizard. Nobody knows what's up or down. What the hell is happening? Yeah, I'm with Mikkel. Enjoy the rest of your evening, gang. I love y'all. Everybody have a good night. I'm gonna go do something. Not sure what, but do something. Ghost said wearing tinfoil hats is mandatory to really immerse yourself in it.
Tinfoil merc hat.
Tinfoil merpats. Good God. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Today is not a real day. All right, y'all. We're going to try to collect our lives.
Yep.
Love you, love you. Dude, I worked over 50 hours last week. Oh, I hear you.
I don't miss that.
I hear you, friend. I don't envy you, depending on what you do, I guess. They put a tinfoil hat on me for my surgery. All right. We're gone. We're gone. Love you guys. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friend. Good God. The EP is Crush the Parasites. Alex Jones. Okay. We are listening now.
That's amazing.
Digging holes. Yeah, you got it worse than me.
Yeah.
Love you. Godspeed. Godspeed. Keeps the head warm. Good God. Good God. All right.